Staff. Information Minister Daryl Vaz gave the update at this week's post-cabinet press briefing.
The new structure will accommodate 4 lanes of traffic consistent with the requirement given and projected traffic volumes along the Eastern Kingston corridor. The construction of the dry harbour bridge is being executed under the Transportation Rehabilitation Program is funded by the IDB in the amount of $50 million.
And finally, in today's newscast, Jamaica has welcomed the largest ever container ship to the Kingston Container Port. Minister of Labour and Social Security, Pernell Charles, in his capacity as acting Prime Minister, welcomed the ship yesterday. He is commending the Port of Kingston for its forward planning, which has made the Kingston Transshipment Terminal one of the few facilities that can accommodate any sized vessel.
As I said, the capacity of 10,000 to 12,000 20-foot container to be placed on a ship is something of a miracle. This is literally twice the size of the average large carrier that we used to boast about, that we can take the largest ships around here, and this has just wiped them out as if they are little boats around the ship.
The mega ship Zim Antwerp is the largest of its kind. When it leaves the Kingston Container Port, the vessel will sail directly to China with some 10,000 containers. President and Chief Executive Officer at the Port Authority of Jamaica, Noel Hilton, says by 2013 or 2014, 3 or 4 similar vessels are expected to berth in the port at the same time. And those were the stories making the news today. For more information, please visit our website at www.jis.gov.jm. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues. It has been almost a year since broadcasters and music producers went on the defensive. Why? Because the Broadcasting Commission took steps to clean up the airwaves. Up next, a look at the results of that effort 1 year on.
If it's not fit for airplay, don't play it. That, in a nutshell, is what the Broadcasting Commission told local radio and television stations in February 2009. Faced with a troubling level of lewd material on the airwaves and growing public complaint, the Commission moved decisively to clean up media content. 3 directives were issued to licensees. The first directive: no songs, music videos, live or recorded, that promote the practice of open and violent sexual stimulation such as daggering. And if the songs contain bleeps or beeps, don't play them. The other 2 directives prohibited lyrics promoting murder and acts of violence. Lyrics that glorify the gun and present violent and sexually explicit acts were also a no-no, regardless of the genre of music. It was a bold and decisive move that drew harsh criticism from artists who cried censorship and media houses that predicted a fallout in their ratings, and others who declared that the Commission had gone too far. In response, the Broadcasting Commission defended its decision and the right to act, pointing to its role as monitor and regulator of broadcast content. After all, the Commission is the body that has the task of balancing the interests of consumers, the industries and the creative community, while at the same time implementing public policy and law.
The average person going on radio and television could actually throw the regulations aside and never breach them, because the regulations really are based on common sense and common decency.
The Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica is a statutory body established by the Broadcasting and Radio Rediffusion Amendment Act of 1986. In addition to that piece of legislation, the Commission is guided by the Children's Code for Programming, which was implemented in 2003. The Children's Code requires all licensed television, radio and cable services in Jamaica to actively limit children's exposure to harmful violence, sex and language in the electronic media. It sets out standards for the media houses to rate and schedule or filter programming, as well as provide advisories. This is to help parents and guardians decide what types of material they want their children to hear and see. The directives of 2009 took it a step further, attempting to prevent inappropriate lyrics and images from getting onto the airwaves in the first place. But how successful has this campaign been? Are Jamaicans seeing the impact of the Commission's work on the quality of what they watch and listen to?
Yes, I do see it, because there are certain songs you don't hear on the radio anymore. And you really don't hear the children at the bus stop singing it so much anymore.
They're not playing them on the radio, but they're playing in the bus, transportation.
I think the Broadcasting Commission, they actually did a good job. But one thing though, they took too long to do it.
Yes, I think it's cleaning up.
Them should have do this from a long time, from when them hear dancehall did I get out of hand.
I think they're getting there. It's not really clean, but they're getting there.
I think they're making tremendous efforts right now in clearing up the bad music and the radio and on the broadcast, what they're broadcasting on a daily basis.
It's not that it's clean enough, but we're getting there. We are always, the Broadcasting Commission has implemented their procedures to follow, and some of us will follow and some won't, but we're getting there.
If we're successful in getting it off the main traditional airwaves, what about the alternative methods of accessing music?
If you're not satisfied with the quality of what you see on TV or hear on the radio, the Broadcasting Commission wants to hear from you. Call the Commission at 920-9537-9, 929-1998, or toll free at 1-888-992-2253. You may also fax your comments and questions to 929-1997 or send an email to info@broadcom.org.
Jamaica is on a bold path to recovery. After a period of long, hard thinking, after a season of considering the stark economic realities facing the country, it is decided that Jamaica needs the help of the IMF and other multilateral institutions now.
Without that help, the exchange rate would fly through the roof, and the cost of living would go on fast rapid. Without that help, we would not be able to meet our bills. Essential government services would have to be shut down. It would lead to a catastrophe that is beyond description.
That critical help is now on the way. The IMF, World Bank, IDB and the Caribbean Development Bank have collaborated to provide Jamaica with $2.4 billion over the next 27 months. These funds will support the aggressive medium-term economic program we must all now embrace with unwavering commitment and sacrifice to safeguard Jamaica's future.
We can't afford to deviate from this program. We can't afford to slip back into the ways of the past. Slackness, skylarking, and failure are no longer options that are open to Jamaica.
This program needs the support and sacrifice of each and every Jamaican.
I know that these harsh economic times weigh heavily on the very poor and vulnerable. Their pain cannot be ignored, nor can they be left to wait until the economy recovers. Last year, we increased the provisions for social safety net programs such as PATH and the school feeding program.
Despite the fiscal constraints, the government will be increasing those provisions even further in the coming budget, and NIS pensioners will not be left out. The benefits to Jamaica are many. The possibilities are endless. Positive results will include curtailing